I love helping people heal themselves. I'm nervous. I have such a fabulous life. I have had different expressions of helping people heal themselves as a nurse in a private practice recently, and now Source Energy gave me this inspiration and idea that went so fast that all these doors are opening around me, and I'm having so much fun with it. But I have this thing that I do that I don't know that I want to take with me because I feel like it doesn't vibrate of the same energy. When I'm with people who don't know me, or when I'm doing things that isn't about healing, I get really insecure. Sorry.
Well, you are noticing the difference between being in your power and then not being in your power. In other words, insecurity is the opposite of being in full connection with who you are.
The problem is I'm such a powerful creator. When I get insecure, everybody in the room knows it. I'm really good at what I do. And when I vibrate in insecurity, I create situations. I'll think about victimhood, and the next thing I know, this woman comes out of nowhere and she's sitting on my boyfriend's lap, and I'm like, well, how did this happen? And I don't want to do that anymore.
When you focused there and it sort of sucked the life out of you for a moment, and you began to cry a little bit, the first thing you said is sorry. And we don't want you to be sorry for a feeling of insecurity. We want you to be happy that you're aware of a feeling of insecurity and that you are in this moment quantifying your journey. And so you want to stop and say, hey, my guidance system is working so well, and this thought, this blasted practice thought that I've been practicing for so long, it comes over me naturally and it doesn't serve me. Now I can feel that it's not serving me. Is there a thought that I could find that feels better? And as you reach for the thought that feels better, so give us a real life situation, and we're going to walk together up the emotional scale.
Okay. I had some face and mouth trauma, so sometimes my mouth doesn't work as well as it used to. And like tonight, I have to go to dinner with a bunch of people who are not really the kind of vibrational people I hang out with, but it's my fiance's friends. And I will...
So you're saying to us, and this is what you meant earlier, when I hang around with people who I know are allowers, I don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
But when I hang around people who are not allowers, then I need to be perfect, or what?
They'll, whisper to each other.
They won't like me.
Right.
And we say, and? Because what you're saying is, for whatever reason, they're disconnected enough, and they're using me as their reason to disconnect themselves further. And as a teacher, I don't want to be that catalyst. That's not what you're saying. You're saying, and I don't like the way that feels. And we say, you don't like the way that it feels to have somebody be disconnected, focus on you, and cause you to be disconnected. That's why you're calling it insecure. You're saying, I need them to like me, and if they like me, then it's easier for me to like me. But if they don't like me, I'm not sure I can like me in the face of them not liking me. And we say, you got to practice that a while. Because most of you have taken on yourself the way others feel about you. And the way others feel about you, that's really sort of a sad state of affairs, because first of all, they're fickle. And next, they're not focusing on you all that much. And next, even those who really mean to focus on you have their own selfish lives to focus on. And so it's your relationship with Source that you're wanting to establish. You don't want to establish a relationship with Source through someone else who's loving you, because that is a tentative connection. You want to establish your relationship with Source through the practice of your own mind, so much so that you are able to feel confident no matter what. Esther was laughing with Jerry this morning because he was talking about he'd come down and visited with someone who was asking him how long it took to set up the sound equipment. And Jerry had commented that sometimes it takes 3 minutes, and sometimes he starts at 7:30, and at 9 o'clock they're still tweaking it because it's a variable in every environment. And Esther is laughing, yeah, sort of like my hair. Sometimes 3 minutes, sometimes 3 hours is not enough. In other words, it's sort of a variable. And then she was laughing about how someone can make a comment, a well-meaning comment about her hair, And then the next time Esther is really combing her hair, she can't get those comments out of her head. And she's thinking, why do I care what somebody else thinks? And we say, because you've trained yourself to care what somebody else thinks. And we're working every day to help you train it out of yourself to care what somebody else thinks, because they have nothing to do between the vibrational relativity between where you are and where your source is. All day today, we've been trying to get you to let go of anything that's apart from that. And so think about it. You've decided that you're going to move forward in your career. And so you've decided that you're going to take some sort of action to go about it. And when you begin to factor in all of the action that you need to do in order to get where you want to be, and all the things that all of the people are going to think about the action, you get so bogged down and lost in the scenario because there are so many different facets, so many different people thinking about so many different things. But when you are only considering this moment and how you feel in this moment, time slows down for you. Life becomes more delicious for you. You take more opportunities to line up with the energy that is you. And then you find yourself looking forward from that place of security. You look forward to standing in any environment because you know that you have source flowing through you no matter what, and you're up for anything. And then if someone is not well connected and you see them focused upon you and you wonder what they're thinking, you don't take it as an insult or you don't feel insecure about it. Instead, the teacher kicks in you and you think, what might I do to help bring this person more into alignment with who they are? And so suddenly your insecurity turns to a mission to help them connect with source. And you start looking for things about them to appreciate. And you find yourself expressing it to them in a really genuine way. You're not making something up just to flatter somebody. You're saying to inner being, what do you see in that person? And your inner being always sees the best in every person, even when they're not seeing the best in you. Isn't that interesting? Inner being is siding with you so much that it will not find fault in someone even who is finding fault in you. And so as you say, well, inner being, what do you think about this person? And your inner being says, this is someone who really wants a lot, and this is someone who really cares about a lot of things, and this is someone who's collecting data, and this is someone who has not yet found their place, but this is someone who really wants to find their place. And you feel your heart opening, you feel yourself softening to them, you find yourself wanting to say something to them that helps them to feel better about who they are. And as you're complimenting them or soothing them, you see them come back into alignment. And as they do, whether they come into alignment, whether they stop criticizing you, whether they stop thinking those evil thoughts that you think you were picking up on or not, you feel better. If you were not somewhere in the vibrational proximity of the thoughts that they are thinking, it would go right over your head. If you're not somewhere on the same vibrational wavelength with them, you would not be able to even discern that they are not in a positive place. So now, that's sort of like a lot of people say something similar to us. They say, Abraham, I've jumped out of an airplane. I'm at 40,000 feet. I have no parachute. What should I do? And we say, hang on, it will be over soon. And what we mean by that is, if you wait until you're at the party and you wait until it's happened and you wait until you're feeling insecure, it's hard for you under those conditions to then find your balance. But before you go to the party, you could begin imagining it. Before you go to the party, you could remember the best party you ever went to. Before you go to the party, you could say, inner being, I'm taking you to the party, and I really want you to help me find positive aspects of everybody there, even if they're not finding positive aspects in me. And so from the minute I walk in the door, I'm going to start looking around. Beautiful light, beautiful room, beautiful floor, beautiful walls, beautiful people, beautiful dress, beautiful bag, beautiful shoes, beautiful smile, beautiful eyes, beautiful hair, beautiful boyfriend, beautiful boyfriend, beautiful boyfriend, beautiful. And as you find vibrational alignment with who you are by looking for things that you appreciate, this party will reveal the best of itself to you. And the people there that are up to speed with that will gravitate to you. Those vibrational islands, you'll find yourself surrounded by good-feeling people. And you see what's happening to you. You've tasted this. This is who you really are. You've come back into vibrational alignment with who you are. And you can't bear it when you don't feel good about who you are. And it's always logical that when you go into a crowd of people who are dressed up, who are feeling secure or insecure, but when there are more people around, it's more likely that whatever they're vibrating might cause an activation of something within you if it's sort of active and on the verge. So when you walk in at this point in your life, it's sort of a crapshoot. It could go either way. Somebody really loving could draw that out of you. Somebody really conniving could draw that out of you. Somebody really critical could draw that out of you. And we think what's bothering you is that you want control of you. You don't want somebody else setting the tone of your party or of your life, you see. And we want you to know you now know too much. You now know too much. You've got guidance within you that's letting you know. So you could literally walk around a party using your guidance system within you, and you could literally walk up to them, and in your own mind, you're sniffing out and you're saying, navigational system, is this on my path? No, and smile at them and say, sorry, you're not on my path. Is this on my path? Sorry, you're not on my path. Is this on my path? You're on my path. In other words, you don't have to say it out loud to them, but you can feel those that are on your vibrational path, and you can feel those that aren't. And we want to say to you, it's not your job to revive those who are not on your vibrational path. Law of attraction is sorting all of that out. So when you go to a party, decide what your vibe is, and law of attraction will bring your vibe to you. Don't try to acquiesce to the vibe of the party. It will make you a nutcase.
Thank you.
And nearly every party you go to, now law of attraction has already sort of managed the party. So you might be going to the wrong parties. In other words, those parties might no longer be a vibrational match to you. Jerry and Esther will say to each other often, things that we used to think we wanted to do, now we really know we don't want to do those things. In other words, they can just feel that it's not up to speed with where they now are. And it doesn't mean that it's wrong that those other people are going there. It's right that they're going there. You don't owe it to yourself to fit in everywhere. But when you discover that you can control the way you feel by choosing an increasingly better feeling thought, and you stop in the middle of anger and you say, I chose that on purpose, and by golly, I feel so much better than I felt before. Good for me. I've taken control of my life. If you can get that far, you can get anywhere, you see. Then there's no place that you feel uncomfortable. There's no place you cannot go, because you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You're in vibrational alignment. You're the charismatic one. You're the one with the powerful point of attraction. You're the one that the happy ones are gravitating to. You're the party looking for a place to happen. You're the one that people are always glad is there. You're the one always feeling good. You're the one making everybody else feel good, not because they need to be made feel good or you'll feel bad, but because you feel so good it's just natural that you're saying things that make them feel better, you see. You just got to be who you are and trust that law of attraction is sorting it out, and not take it all so personally. And be like Jerry and understand now that there's no need for those vibrational islands, that law of attraction is sorting it out. And then just sniff out your own vibration and feel your natural call to what matches you.
I think it's being party cat.
We think so too.
Thank you.